Welcome to the very first episode of my Star Wars Legion painting channel. Now, I am not going to discuss the game and the rules. There's many channels on YouTube like War Corgi. They do everything you need to know about this game, scenarios and all the ins and outs of what to do with the game. I am very new to playing the actual game, and this is why I'm doing this channel, because I have been collecting these miniatures for over a year. I just started playing the game and I have fallen in love with this game, so I want to get all my miniatures painted, and doing a video blog each week of each miniature I paint will give me the encouragement and the kick up the ass I need to get my miniatures painted. So if you want to join me on this adventure, you are more than welcome. The more the merrier. So this is what I'm starting off with. This is the core set from Star Wars Legion the game. It contains many miniatures. You've got your stormtroopers, you've got your rebel soldiers, you've got your speeder bikes, you've got your walker. It's got barricades in there. It's got Luke Skywalker in there, and I have done a poll on my Patreon, and my Patreon supporters have said I should do Darth Vader first. So my very first miniature will be the Darth Vader, and I will paint him up and show you him today. So I hope you enjoy what my channel is all about. I do have another channel, which is a fantasy channel. That is the Goblins of Mordor, and that is where I do Dungeons and Dragons miniatures, and specifically miniatures from Reaper Miniatures, as you can see by that sign behind me. But this channel is all based on my Star Wars Legion. I am also going to be doing my Star Wars Imperial Assault miniatures as well. So if I have time, I am going to try and get one miniature a week done from each game. So this week will be the Darth Vader for this box set, and then I will put a poll up on my Patreon, and we can decide what my miniature is for my Imperial Assault game. So there we are. I will give you a 360 of the Darth Vader, and then we'll get him all painted up. So here is Darth Vader from the core set. Absolutely beautiful. The sculpt is perfect. Absolutely love this sculpt. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this miniature all painted up, and I'm going to just show you little bits on how to do things. I mean, it's not too difficult to paint black on Darth Vader. But what I'm going to do is when I get to the lightsaber, I'll show you how I paint the lightsaber to make it glow by using the inks. For the base, I'll probably be going for a Tatooine look, because most of my games I've played so far have been based on Tatooine, so I want to keep all the bases to match in together. So we'll probably go for a nice sandy base, and I'll probably have some highlights going onto his boots, which is dust and stuff like that. So what I'll do is I will get as much as I can painted, and then I'll come back and show you the parts that I think are a little bit more tricky and might help you guys to paint your Darth Vader. Okay, so Darth Vader has got a coat of black paint. This is Dragon Black by MSP Colours. I also used a little bit of gunmetal. Now the gunmetal, as you can see, I've used along the chest piece and on the face mask and along the chain. I'll go over that with a black ink wash just on those parts and let that dry. With the helmet, that will have a satin varnish, and that will just give it a little shine to the helmet. What I'm going to do now is the lightsaber. I'm going to paint white. I'm going to give that a couple of coats of white paint and just let that dry. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to add some PVA glue to the base of this miniature, and I'm going to stick some sand. Now I got some very fine sand here, and this is what I'm going to use for my Tatooine base. Now I'll stick this sand onto my Darth Vader base and let that dry, and I'll come back and show you what I do. Now with the sand, even though we're using sand from the beach and it looks like Tatooine, we still paint the sand because it doesn't look quite right, and when we paint the sand we can dry brush it and make it look more like to match in with the model and the tattooing build that we are doing. To paint the lightsaber, it's very simple. As you can see, I've coated the lightsaber in 2 coats of white acrylic paint. I used Dragon White by MSP Colors, and now I'm using one of my old ink washes. This is from the old Games Workshop. This is a bright red ink wash, and you can use any ink wash from any company. So what I'm going to do now is I've also got a little cotton bud, so keep an eye on that, because I'm going to take the paint off Darth Vader's lightsaber once I've added the ink wash. So this is how it works. All we do is we get the red ink wash and we go straight down and add it to the lightsaber, and because we've used that white undercoat, it really shines through the white and makes it look translucent. There we are. Just cover the whole lightsaber with that ink wash. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use that cotton bud and just go over the top and the line, taking away the paint. This will give that glow from the center, like on the films of the lightsaber. Just leaving a little line. There we are, perfect. And there we are. We have a glowing lightsaber. Simple as that. Ink wash, remove the ink wash, and you're left with a glowing lightsaber. Perfect. I'll come back and I will get this miniature finished, and I'll give you a 360 of Darth Vader once he's completed. So here is my finished Darth Vader. I think he came out fantastic. I've added some satin varnish to the helmet. That just gives a nice little glow and a little shine to the helmet there. The base I have dry brushed and have given a coat of varnish as well. That's ordinary varnish, the anti-shine varnish by Army Painter. With the cloak and the boots of the miniature, I did a slight dry brushing just to give a little bit of dust going up onto the cloak, and also highlights the cloak and makes it look more worn. Keeping the top of Darth Vader nice and black, but the bottom, it looks like the cloak's been dragged through the dust of the sand a little bit, and the same I did with the boots. And that's about all there is to this one. It's a very simple paint, but I think it came out fantastic and I'm super happy. Now, I will be carrying on every week. I'll be doing my Imperial Assault miniatures and my Legion miniatures. So this is my first one. If you enjoy what I'm doing, then please subscribe to the channel. If you want to support the channel, then you can become my patron, and all patrons are added to the beginning of all my Star Wars videos. So until next time.